Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco. Dish out on the movies.
What do you say, Safi?
I'm saying I'm doing a
No,
happy
what do you-
400 subscriber, what would you call it, video dedicated to the people, probably it was just my son, Marco, who wanted me to rank Saw women.
No, it was like 5 people out of 8 who voted.
Well, that's still...
The other 3 would have wanted you to rank the traps, so
Oh, wow.
that wouldn't have been as fun, right?
Well, I don't know. That was I'll tell you my favorite trap. I think was the one with the voice activated because there was no other trap like it, and I thought that was like my favorite because I just thought it was funny when the guy at the end of it said, "Why couldn't you shut the F up?" So I thought that was I don't know. I just thought it can get so tense. They're trying to get out of the trap, and you're thinking now they're not going to make it because they rarely do, and then of course because she just can't stop talking and just crying, and her voice gets louder and louder, and as it does that, the trap kills her. And then he says it. I just thought that was the funniest thing. I don't know why. It's not really funny, but it was funny to me. And I think Marco thought it was funny too. And then the most gruesome trap was the girl who was the wife of the guy who made up the story about being trapped and wrote a book and had support groups and all this BS. And it was all a lie. But she didn't do anything wrong. She believed him. But she dies the most horrific death. And I thought that was the most gruesome trap. And I can't speak about anything else. I'm really supposed to be ranking the girls, and they do have that ready.
Yeah, this is going to be fun because Safi,
Oh, God.
Safi started off, and I told her, you have to rank these women in terms of like their looks and character. It has to be like an equal thing.
Which is it's really hard because, well, in my top 10, which I'm not going to say yet, but, you have somebody who is the prettiest and the most evil of probably of all the people who were trapped, male and female, I think, because she has so much power. Over so many people from all over, and whereas those people were just regular people and who you meet in your everyday life. And then also,
But as I was saying, Safi instead did something bad where she only ranked them because of their character, and it was just a terrible,
heaven forbid,
terrible
I should do
video,
that.
terrible video. She ruined it. And then she threw a temper tantrum and cried for an entire day.
No, I didn't.
And so,
I just was pissed off.
Because she had to do it all over again.
I had to do it all over, and it's a pain in the rear. I hate ranking.
Because her list sucked. She had like
I noticed that everybody does this ranking BS too.
Yeah, they do.
It's become a condition.
Because it's fun.
Whatever. Especially in sports, of course.
Because
constantly.
Because it's definitive, and then it changes if something new comes out, and it's like, oh, that's fun.
Well,
but Safi, you have done way more reviews than you have done rankings, so I don't know why you would be complaining.
I just don't like it. But I have to say that Jigsaw characters at least have a lot more depth to them than Friday the 13th characters, so you have a little bit more to work with. There's mold in this room, and it's just really bothered me. That's why I just...
Yeah, everybody knows that, and that...
and I have to clean it. See?
I'm going to clean it, but...
the whole room has got to be cleaned, and I'm going to have to do laundry.
But Safi and I are going to do it together.
Right, we're going to do it together.
I've cleaned it multiple times, and then I put in the... Yeah, I did. and I put in the dehumidifier, and as soon as I did that, the sinus problems went away.
That's good.
They only come back like once or twice a month. So they're basically gone because of the dehumidifier. However, there's mold all around. You can smell it. It's terrible. So
you can smell it. So anyway, it really bothers me. But anyway, so sorry about my coughing.
And I have to sit in there all day.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, let's go to our worst, our top 10 worst. Do that first, and then top 10 best. And really, it's relative for some people. I'd say the ones in the top 10 worst, they're really unfortunate, in meaning that they're bad, or they're crabby, or they don't have much likable about them, or they're just not there long enough. They just die too quickly. And so
let's get started. So you're
okay. Well, the first one, the 10th one is, I'm just going to call her the Asian girl. And
no, that would be your number one worst.
No, I thought you said the ones
No.
on the end are. Oh, for heaven's sakes, Marco, that is not the way it was done before. No,
Yeah, it
that
is.
is wrong. Okay, the worst one was the Asian girl. She was in the storefront window.
Okay, so the 10th worst or the worst? I don't understand.
The 10th worst ones in
Yeah.
all the Saw movies, every single one of them, okay, that I was given, the 10th worst is the Asian girl.
Now, she's the cheater girl.
She's cheated on 2 men. She's hanging above them. She's going to get sawed and die, or one of them is going to get sawed.
And so,
sawed and
Safi,
die.
what is it about her that you don't find attractive?
I just thought, well, first she pits them against each other, and then she's just shitty and mean.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the fact that their indiscretions and their horrible murder, her horrible murder, was in front of everybody, and there was nothing anybody could do, and the police get there when it's too late. It's so queer. This is Saw 3D or 7. Okay, my next one.
No, we're not done yet. So, with
I'll take
this
a drink.
with this girl, yeah, because I mean, it's not entertaining for you to just
I
talk.
can't help it. I can't breathe.
Well, that's your problem. This is a saw trap, and you're not succeeding at your test.
Okay, come on.
So, what did this girl? What do you think she would do to you that would make you not want to call her again? Because I made
Oh, God.
I made up tiers. So I put do not call again, share a hot pocket with, take to IHOP.
So weird.
Guess who's coming to dinner, and then Safi's choice. So what would this girl do to make you not call her again? What do you think she would do?
I don't think she's trustworthy, or I think she's two-faced
Oh,
and untrustworthy.
really?
Yeah. Okay, the number 9th one is this racist girl in Saw 3D.
Ew.
I don't really remember her very well at all.
Basically, all she did, well, she couldn't do anything besides just talk. So all she did was just call her boyfriend a pussy and say that he had to do the trap. So that's what she did.
So
And then she got killed.
not much to her. Okay.
But she's racist, and you know, what do you think she would do to you to warrant not calling her again? Like
just the fact that she's racist.
Well, just
would be
imagine,
somebody
like-
I wouldn't want to be with.
So you're in a cafe with her, and a black person enters the cafe to get coffee, and she's like, "Ugh, look, it's one of those you know whats," and it's like, What would you do in that situation?
Probably have to get up and leave. This is Marco trying to make what I did funny. Okay?
Well, I'm just trying to demonstrate, like, the real-world application of your ranking. Like, that, because that's what would happen. Because that's, you know, racist. It just... Racism is like a disease. And it's like... It's the same with Safi's coughing. It just happens. And, you know, a racist like that, you know, when Safi's on a date with her, it would just come out at some point, and Safi would, what? Get up and leave?
Yeah, I probably have to get up and leave.
What else?
Nothing. I just wouldn't be around her anymore.
Would you make a face at her?
No, I just wouldn't be around her anymore.
Oh.
Okay, the next one is, again, it's a woman that I hardly know, but she gets scalped.
Number 8.
It's in part 4. And that's kind of gross.
And then she starts trying to kill the guy, the main guy, the police guy, with the knife.
So she's really a double bad person.
So what would she do to you?
Oh, Marco, come on.
Let's say that...
You don't need to do this for every single one.
Well, there's only...
I don't know. It's another person you can't trust.
Yeah.
As I say, these people are very... Well, I can't say for all of them. Some of them, they're hardly on screen.
Let's say that you're snuggling with her and...
I'm not snuggling with any girl.
Or
what
wait,
are you
no.
talking about?
Or wait, no, you're not, because she's in the do not call again. But let's say that you're having ice cream poos with her. It's what flavor would it be? I'll say butter brickle. You're eating butter brickle with her, and then she pulls out a knife and she, you know, starts to attack you. What do you do in that situation?
I don't know. Probably get the ice cream and smash it in her face.
Really?
Yeah.
Then what?
And leave.
Oh. What if the ice cream is, you know, really soft? Because you like to microwave your ice cream.
No, actually, Marco is the one who microwaves his ice cream.
But you like it to be like soup. I just like it to be a little soft.
I like it to be a little bit mushy. I don't like that hard ice cream where you can't even get the spoon in it.
Because it hurts your teeth.
Well, it's just, I mean, you're just sitting there. It takes 10 years to eat it because it's so hard to even get a spoon into it. I don't like that kind of ice cream, so. Okay, the next one is number 7. It's the girl in Saw 5. She dies right away, and she doesn't survive the trap.
Now she's kind of like a weakling. She's like a weakling type of character. She's like, you know, in those animated movies when there's like an animal and like all the other animals bully the animal so they don't get any milk from the mother animal. Like that's the kind of character she is. So you're kind of like treating her really harshly because she's a weakling. So
well, she's just hardly on screen and you can't even really. She's almost one-dimensional. She's hardly there.
Well, how do you think her weak behavior would translate into the dating world? Like, let's say you're on a competitive reality show with her.
Probably,
you're on Survivor.
She's probably somebody who... She wouldn't survive that either.
Yeah.
Because she's very, I don't know how she got there, but she just doesn't have much of a presence.
Yeah.
And, she just doesn't seem like there's much there, like much of a character, like not just character development, but also she doesn't have the kind of personality or character to survive anything.
Yeah,
to
so
survive in life.
If you're on Survivor with her, you think that she's getting voted off the island?
Yep.
Are you gonna vote for your own date when you're
I don't know what you're talking
on
about.
a date with her on Survivor?
Gay. I wish you'd get off of it.
But you are in this video.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And to me, I would say, like, you haven't done any food ratings yet, but she's kind of like a banana protein shake, and it's like, nobody wants that, you know, like, they want chocolate protein shake. They don't want banana. Muscle milk. She's a banana muscle milk.
Okay, well, I can't
Right?
stand that. I don't drink. I never drink that stuff.
Why not?
That doesn't appeal to me. Muscle milk.
You don't want your muscles to have any milk?
I do remember in Big Brother, one of the house guests requested muscle milk as their treat if they got to be head of the household, and so they had all this huge containers of muscle milk. I'm like, bleh.
Who's your number 6, Safi?
And my number 6 is the girl. Now, I thought this was a shocking death. There's 3 people, I believe, and there's 3 injectors. And that one has a bad medicine that will kill you. One has the medicine that will keep you alive, and the other one has a placebo. And she, for some reason, she has all 3. She has access to all 3 needles or something. I don't remember exactly how it went down, but she couldn't make up her mind which everybody should have or which she should take. And they do have like codes on them, which she didn't even look at either. She's just so upset and out of control.
No, she looked at them. She just refused to choose.
And the time was ticking away. They were being drawn up to the ceiling by their necks. They were all going to die. And so one of them, I think it was the guy, maybe it was the girl too, I don't know, but whoever jammed her with all 3 syringes. And so you looked at her all of a sudden, and there's 3 syringes sticking out of her. It was really, really surprising.
Let's say that this girl, because she's like a fake goth, which is really gross. Like, fake goth people are just ew. Let's say that you're at home with her and you're trying to pick a movie on Netflix, and it's the same situation where she just refuses to choose. It's like, wouldn't that be just like the worst thing in the world? Like, those people who they go on these streaming apps and they just don't decide. They just spend like hours like looking, what movie should I watch? Scroll. Like, aren't those people the worst?
I really can't stand being around people like that.
That's what this girl would do.
Wishy-washy and can't make up their minds. And this is life and death.
I don't know. Oh, I want to watch a horror movie. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to watch a horror. I want to watch a comedy. Oh, wait, no, not that comedy. I want to watch another type of comedy. Oh, no, wait. Like, that would be just a nightmare, right?
Yeah. Horrible.
Gross.
Not very pleasant to be around.
And she's a fake goth, too. That's double gross.
I didn't even see her as a goth, so...
Well, like a biker, like 80s goth stereotype character.
No, I just... If it's the 80s, that's the way they dressed then. That was like the Madonna
well, it looks
style.
fake. It's very fake. Phony. Trashy.
Okay. The next one is number 5. And, this was a girl who you thought she was Jigsaw's neighbor.
Yeah.
And she had a nice husband, and she had a baby. And you looked at first glance, it seemed like they were a really happy family. I think the girl had postpartum depression, and which didn't get treated. And she killed her baby. She suffocated, but she blamed it on her husband, which was like a double bad thing.
Yeah. She'll Me Too you. She's Mrs. Me Too, basically.
Not that killing the baby was a good thing, but if she had just killed the baby and went into her husband and said, I couldn't stand the noise anymore. I suffocated the baby. And then, of course, she would have gotten in trouble. But still, what she did was she put the baby beside it and made him think that he, which this does happen in real life, but it didn't happen with him, made him think that he suffocated the baby. He got arrested, put in jail, and of course, he was so overwhelmed with guilt, he killed himself. So basically, she killed both of them.
And another thing, too, is the fact that, like, she killed the baby so loudly that Jigsaw heard it from the other house.
Yeah, because they're next door neighbors.
So, like, she couldn't kill the baby quietly. She had to, like, do it really obviously, and then Jigsaw doesn't even do anything about it. And it's like, number one, she's a stupid character because she did it so, like, loudly and just... Because, like, she's already a baby killer, which is, like, the worst, but she also then blames her husband, which is, like...
A double whammy.
What's she gonna blame you for, Safi? What do you think she'd blame you for?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever she...
Make something up.
I don't know.
You just think about it.
Stealing something? I don't know. I just hate this.
Safi stole my body wash.
No, I would say it'd be something worse to get me arrested.
Safi stole my... I don't know.
Well, anyway.
You have to make it up.
This was Saw 8. And the thing is about this group of people, you don't know what they did right away.
And they're all unlikable characters.
None of them were good. And, I mean, you didn't pull for any of them, really. And, they all, what they had done, admitting it was part of the getting out of the traps. And it was a degree of admission. Like, I did do something, and then what did I do? So she wasn't very likable.
No.
And she was his neighbor, too, so he saw everything. Jigsaw did. That was Saw 8. Okay, the next one, she reminds me of a reseller I call Misty. She looks exactly like her. She's in Indiana. She has an antique store, and she has a eBay business. Anyway, this was the funny one.
Safi, people can't really understand
I know,
you.
I just can't. I can hardly breathe. But anyway, she was in a trap, but it was a noise-activated trap. The noise of her voice. No other noise. And the more she cried and screamed and had a fit about it, the more the trap tightened, or it would just activate and start killing her. And the guy, I believe it was the insurance guy.
Now, to me, I think that this woman, I think that she's your perfect match because, you know, you're very similar to this character. You know, you go on these, like, stupid political propaganda tirades that, you know, nobody even cares about at this house. And everybody always tells you, you know, shut up, you know, nobody cares about your stupid political bullshit that you're talking about. And I feel like that's exactly what this character does, like, so I really feel like you're putting her on here, like, kind of, like, stupidly, because, you know, she's, like, your perfect match.
Don't be quiet.
Like, you two doing a review together would just be, like, the worst review in history, because first, you would spend 30 minutes summarizing the movie, needlessly, and then she would spend 40 minutes summarizing the movie, needlessly, and it would just be like, wow, look at Safi on stereo. Right?
No, and that's ridiculous, okay?
Why?
So it just was funny because no other trap in the whole series was like this. None of them. And it was all particular to her, which was weird. And the guy couldn't save her, and at the end he says, why couldn't you just shut the F up? I just thought that was the one I'd mentioned at the beginning.
And so let's say...
It was actually, when he said that, even though it was a terrible thing, it was funny.
Let's say that you have gotten married to this woman.
Oh, okay, that's it. Let's just, Marco's got to stop.
This is a scenario.
This is stupid.
and
let's go on to the next one.
And
I'm not going to listen to that.
And there's a home invasion, and you have to hide under the bed with her. And,
oh, for God's sakes.
And then she starts talking and making noises, and then the bad guy comes, and all because of her, he kills you. Because she just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Well, that's a really wonderful thing.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, really.
So that's why she's on this worst list, right? Like.
Yeah, whatever. No, it's just because she could have saved herself if she just shut the F up.
But this isn't about her. It's about you and her.
No, there's nothing about me and her or me and anybody else. Okay, number 3 is the girl who cut off her arm. And this is Saw 10.
No, it's Saw 6.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I put that on wrong. But, she was tenacious, but she has such an attitude. And
well, that's because she had to cut off her arm for no reason, basically.
I know.
That was stupid.
She was the only one who actually was the truth teller. Because the detective, and I think it was the guy who put her in the trap probably to begin with. Because this was the detective who was Jigsaw's accomplice. He said, well, what did you learn from being in this trap about whatever you did or your job or whatever the problem was with her? And she said, what was I supposed to learn from cutting my arm off? And I don't know, she was right that she had to do such a drastic thing.
What is your major malfunction against this girl? Because
she just had that. I don't know. She just was unpleasant. Even when she didn't cut off her arm.
So she's kind of like chocolate. She's like.
Okay, no, you're not going to do that. If you do, I'm not going to finish. Keep doing it. I'm not going to finish.
We're doing.
It's hard enough for me to do this. I'm about to die. Okay, let's go on to number 2.
No, we're doing food race. I'm trying to make a point through a food rating.
Be stupid.
No. So it's like you're eating chocolate ice cream.
Dang.
And then there's Tabasco sauce in the ice cream. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
Yeah, so she's chocolate ice cream with spicy sauce.
Yeah, okay.
Inside.
All right, number 2 is...
Ew.
The next 2 are going to be Amanda. This is actually, this was Amanda from Saw 1. She's been entrapped. And it's this thing, it's around her whole head, and only her eyes are above it, and you don't know anything about her at all. Nothing. Why she's in this trap, I don't remember. At the very beginning. Because I think isn't she like the first one you see who's entrapped in the movie? But the thing about her, she's very inventive, and she's a survivor. And she gets out of the trap really without much damage to herself. And she becomes, what do they call that? There's an effect where you start to be close to your kidnapper. And anyway, she becomes Jigsaw's first accomplice. Although she didn't remain his accomplice because she gets killed, but she's still...
Now, Safi, what is it that you don't find attractive about this character? Because,
it was just the trap.
A lot of people in the East of the world would really find the trap on her head an attractive addition
to
her.
Attractive.
Kind of like a hat, it's fashionable.
It's a reverse hat. It goes up to her eyeballs.
Yeah, so what is it that you don't find attractive about that?
I just didn't like it. I thought it looked really heavy.
Yeah.
And it's surprising, that she got out of, but she did.
Yeah.
That's probably why Saw wanted her for his accomplice because she was smart enough to get out of it, and still she looked pretty good. I mean, a lot of the people who get out of, whoever gets out of their trap, usually have some kind of damage, like the one I just talked about. The girl, she was in a trap too, but she cut off her arm, and then the trap was over.
What would your food rating for her be? Because I think,
oh God,
she's kind of like,
oh, for heaven's
let's
sake,
just keep it on ice cream, because I don't understand why she's this low on your list. She's kind of like chocolate chip flavor, and then there's like a little cookie on top.
Well,
there's a little chocolate chip cookie on top.
I guess with all the little thumbnail
is that what she
pictures,
is?
I don't know.
What is she to you?
Nothing.
Why not?
So when when I see all these little pictures Marco clipped to put to rank these people, it's just her head with the thing on her head. All you can see are her eyes.
Yeah.
And the top of her head. That's it. I mean, that's all that's in the picture. The trap is very weighty, and it's like most of the picture. Takes up most of the space in the picture. And anyway, she also becomes Jigsaw's apprentice, or accomplice, sorry.
So what's your number one worst character,
My
Safi?
number one is her again, but this is a flashback scene from Saw 6. And we never did see in the when they showed her in the trap and all that, we never did see why she was entrapped. A lot of these other people, there was huge reasonings and stories and explanations about why they were there. And this is how we find out she's a drug addict, an injector type, I guess heroin or something.
An injector type.
And she was at the clinic where Jill Tuck works. And of course, at this time, Jill Tuck is Jigsaw's wife. Well, she's pregnant, and she's pretty far along. Well, it doesn't matter. Because anyway, she got in this argument or something with another injector who actually gets entrapped as well. And they chase after each other, and then a door gets rammed into Jill
Sorry, I was
Tuck's.
just about to fall asleep because I don't know why you're explaining all
Well,
this.
anyway, that's what happened. It caused
But
her to miscarry.
nobody cares. What they care about is they already know these characters. They're sitting there like nails on a chalkboard, like irritated because you're not even explaining.
At doing this,
you're not even
and also I'm
explaining.
irritated because I can hardly breathe.
You're not even explaining why she's on the list. You're just
She's
explaining
on the list
the
because
character.
that's a terrible thing.
So what? Like, how does that?
Jigsaw's wife had a miscarriage, and it affected him so badly. He started doing all this trap stuff and entrapping people because he wanted them to learn, see if they could learn from whatever they did, and it really wasn't always fair.
Let's say, what's your food rating?
Disconnect.
What's your food rating for her?
Food rating?
Yeah. Remember, you're supposed to come up with it for the worst
No.
and the best?
You didn't.
What's your food rating for?
He didn't tell me that. Now he's telling me at the last minute.
Now,
here.
I will come up with my... I'll give up my food rating,
Have
too.
some water.
I think now that Safi's turned this video into another train wreck, I think...
Marco's helping with that, because I could have gone about twice as fast if he hadn't
Well,
stopped
because
to
you're
do all
not
this BS.
you're not explaining at all why they're on the list. You're just you're just going through the movies. This is fucking retarded.
She's on the list because this was a terrible thing. This caused what she was a participant in.
But what does that have to do with what you like about her and don't like?
In the trap.
But what does that have to do with
She was a despicable person. So all she cared about was her drug use.
Well, let's say
and nobody else.
Let's say, in terms of food, she's kind of like melty ice cream. She's like
She would be ice cream that got melted in the car on the way home. You couldn't even eat it.
Why not?
She could be a Wendy's Frosty.
Ew.
It's not really a Frosty anymore. It's a shake.
Yeah.
Because it's never the consistency of the way a Frosty used to be.
They really ruined Frosties at Wendy's. Like, I don't even want to go to Wendy's anymore because they took off the bourbon bacon burger. That was my favorite thing. And they took off the grilled chicken. And that was another favorite thing. So I don't even want to go to Wendy's anymore. And their Frosties aren't even Frosties. Right?
No, they're not. And, I mean, I've been around probably since Wendy's started. And the Frosties now are not like what they were. And what they were was the way they were supposed to be for a very long time, for many years. So I don't know what happened. Because it hasn't just been one or two times where it's been like this. It's been every time. So anyway, I'm about to die, but those are my top 10 worst. Now I'm going to have to take a break and have my lunch and drink a lot of water to do the good ones.
Yeah, because people have probably turned off the video at this point.
Yeah, I know. But I can hardly breathe, and
this is how you pay back the 400 subscribers.
Marco is trying to incite and inflame things that aren't real.
Why? Well, that's the whole point of the video, is that it's not real.
Which we have to deal with in real life on a daily basis. And I'm so sick of it. Anyway.
Well, it's like, what would she do on the date with you?
Okay, that's it. Nobody's going to do anything on any date with any woman.
That's the whole point of this video.
I don't know what Marco is doing.
What? It's a video.
Why is he doing it?
It's very fun and funny.
It's fun because
like, just imagine.
It's stupid.
She's like, okay, Safi, we just had our little date at Tim Hortons.
Oh, God.
Give me the bag of Crystal now. Is that what she would do? It's like, that's my payment for the date. I wouldn't have gone on a date with you if not for a little baggie of Crystal. A little baggie of
what she was on. I thought
everything. Heroin, anything.
Oh.
It's like she was like crazy, and so that's what would happen, right?
I don't know. I'm not going on dates with women.
Let's say that,
or dates with anybody.
Let's say that she asked for her payment. What do you do in that situation? You say fuck you?
Yeah.
And then you leave?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of mean.
Too bad.
You're really mean to Amanda in this video.
Okay, well, good for you. Actually, Amanda turns out to be okay. She makes up a song. She does a bad thing, like she didn't help that surgeon girl when she was supposed to, and he asked her to. She's supposed to do everything he says, but anyway, I'd say she was probably almost the worst character. Because she's really a participant in why he's doing what he's doing. Okay, so anyway...
We will be back for part 3 tomorrow because Safi decided to make this so long. And,
no, Marco decided to make it long by making up stupid stuff because he thought he's making it funny.
It is funny.
But he's actually making it long and tedious, and I'm about to die here.
Well, that's the whole fun of it, is the discussion of, like, what would you do with these people, and, like, what would they do to offend you that they're in your top 10 worst.
All right, so goodbye, everybody.
Bye.